On this episode of Mothman in the Bible Belt, Buchannon-based psychedelic rock band Acid Mind Drainage's Billy Lotion, Todd Drainage, and vintage Fat Daddy J, along with the producer Stephen Halterman, aka Steve Starr, discuss their second record, upcoming shows, and a new concert venue opening in 2025 in Buchanan. The band debut new songs from their upcoming record and give their 2 cents on Timothee Chalamate portraying Bob Dylan in A Complete Unknown and Elton John bashing cannabis legalization. Coming up next.
Welcome to the Mothman in the Bible Belt podcast with your host, Buck Fantastic.
Girl Scout cookies.
Psychedelic rock band Acid Mind Drainage formed 5 years ago in Buchanan. In 2022, they put out their first record. In 2025, record 2 drops. Jeff Leppard and Igor were unable to make the interview. Join me, your host, Buck Fantastic, for an all-new exciting episode of Mothman of the Bible Belt. It's a eclectic chit-chat of otherworldly origins. Billy Lotion, Todd Drainage, vintage Fat Daddy J, Acid Mind Drainage. Welcome to Mothman the Bible Belt. How are you all doing?
Doing great.
Well,
Doing
thank you.
great.
Todd Drainage. How did you all get the name Acid Mind Drainage?
It's funny. So I work in with the DEP and environmental protection, and my job is to go out and look at like coal mines and quarries, and my whole job is to check the water, and there's a lot of acid mine drainage that comes from all these old mining permits and quarries. So it's like a play on words. So it's definitely a West Virginia thing.
It's a clever name.
Oh, cool. Thank you. Steve Starr just showed up too.
Hey, Steve Starr.
I'm squeezing in.
You know Billy Lotion's here too?
Yep.
Hey, Billy Lotion. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having us.
You all are from Buchanan. Is there a lot of bars and clubs to play, Billy?
No, there's not a whole lot. There's a few bars, but they don't really book bands like us to play,
More cover bands, really.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of original stuff in Buchanan. Now, we could, but it'd be like a DIY kind of thing. Now, Steve could talk about the big upcoming venue, and that's coming
Oh yeah.
here soon.
Uh,
So I'm gonna leave it to Steve.
I'm partnered up with a fellow named Tim Hibbs, who has the blacksmith shop, and we run his brainchild, the Infamous Art Collective. And with his guidance, we have art and artists put out art, but we also have a stage where we do open mic and have groups come in and play songs that they want to play. And we're starting to have, since there's not a lot of places to play, we're starting to have an open stage once a month where we have a band come in and play some songs. We just started it up, so these guys haven't had a chance to play yet, but we'll probably work them into it because it'll be great.
Well, the big thing too is they bought a church, and they've got a bunch of grants through like historical societies, right? Or something.
Yeah, the Infamous Art Collective is a nonprofit, and so we have a church around the corner from our spot now that was, much larger venue. We'll start having more bands and more concerts in the town once we get it up and running.
And it's a big
All
stage.
Buchanan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're pretty excited about it.
Big church. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, big stage, double decker seating. It's going to be huge, game changer for Buchanan.
And this is the big brainchild of our friend Tim, who isn't here, couldn't make it, but I definitely will give a shout out to him because he started the Infamous Art Collective years ago, and it's grown pretty significantly in the town. And it's coming on pretty good.
Now, Tim is also called Igor, and he plays the harp on a bunch of these tunes on the new record.
So, Steve, when are y'all looking to open that venue?
The venue, we're looking at sometime next year to have it ready. We're not 100% on when, but we're working toward it pretty aggressively.
Is there a lot of parking?
Well, it's in a town where there's a lot of street parking. So you have plenty of parking, not an actual parking lot, but plenty of parking around.
Well, there's also Jawbone Park, which is right there next to it, pretty much. And there's plenty of parking there.
So, when did the band form, Billy Lotion?
We're coming up on our 5th year. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was 20, right after COVID, but right
Yeah.
during COVID, pretty much. We got together. We were all bored. So we all just,
They decided to crowd in a room together since COVID was going around.
Well, what happened is we got to talk about this too. Is
AMD's a COVID baby.
yeah, COVID baby, definitely. But there Steve and a couple other people put on a fest every year called Homegrown Harvest Fest, and a lot of Buchanan bands, local bands, were playing it, and I think we all were like, man, we need to get to play music,
They
and
need to start a band so they get up on
yeah,
stage.
that's what we did. So it kind of motivated us to, hey, we're going to put a rock and roll band together, and with COVID, and you got to work from home and couldn't go out, and really you just sat around and just drank beer. We were like, we're going to play music, and it turned into this, and it's been the best.
it's all original. We just, somehow we just, when we're sitting down jamming, start coming up with all these songs. And so far, how many we got, Tom? Like
30, at least 30.
34 or something like
Yeah,
that.
I mean,
Or your next record?
no, the next record I think is going to have 13. We've got a third record already in our minds, ready to go. So first one I think had 13, maybe 12. This next one will have 13, and we just every time we get together, a new tune just comes. It just happens. It's too easy.
What music acts influenced your sound, Vintage Fat Daddy Jay?
Well, I was a big Grateful Dead fan, jam band music. Really like Government Mule. I was playing with different bands around here for years, and then I just like all sorts of music. So it wasn't really just one. I guess I kind of got into like Pearl Jam, and I liked a lot of the grunge things like Soundgarden, the good rock and roll, and I think that's where we kind of head. Is we're kind of just like to just jam out and rock it out. So I have a lot of influences, I would say. I mean, just a lot of different influences.
What's cool is that we all have completely different influences too.
Yeah.
I can hear some vintage 80s music in Billy Lotion's vocals.
That's
Yeah.
accurate.
But I also hear the
Definitely.
70s psychedelic rock and the sound of the music itself.
I love all kinds of music also. Black Sabbath. I like Sam Cooke. I mean, I'm just all over the place, man. I like the old country guys too, So yeah, I'm everywhere.
Billy's got a very unique voice. It definitely hits like you were saying, some of the 80s rock and roll, some of those, just high note singing, original sounding. That's what his voice is. And that's, it's very special to have somebody that can do that in our band and just, be himself.
Your second record is coming out soonish. You all recorded it at Pillage Sound. Is it done being mixed? What's the status, Todd Drainage?
We finished up a week ago, so all the music is done. We're waiting on Steve to, I guess, really mix it. We're gonna debut at least 3 songs off the new one on this podcast. But next, I think, is to get it all mixed and then have it go get mastered somewhere. We're still shopping around to see where we can get it mastered, but the ultimate goal was to put on vinyl. So it's getting real close.
We'd like to at least have it for in January, at least, maybe not on vinyl, but we're playing down in Lewisburg at Winterfest, and we're hoping to at least have some CDs and stuff available there.
So was this second record reel to reel, or was it all digital?
I'll let Steve talk about that.
So at Pillage Sound, at my recording studio, we use a 16-track, 1-inch reel-to-reel system. So it's all analog, reel-to-reel. Run it through old style rack units for all the sounds that you get straight from the guitar into the microphone onto the tape. And then, of course, for you, it's gone into a 2-track digital for the download. But aside from that, it's all analog start to finish.
That's what gives
Did
it that.
Enya make a record there? The queen of the overdubs, Enya, could she make a record at Pillage Studios?
Oh yeah, that's the thing about the tape machines is you can do the overdubs, but it's all physical and mechanical and not digital on the screen. You know, you can cut and splice tape and you can cut in your overdub spots, but it's a lot more of an art form than it is to just point and click the mouse. You know, you've got to use razor blades and you got to use your ear and hit the button just at the right moment to clip it in. So it's definitely its own beast, but it can be done. You know, I could do some digital music recording and dubbing and splicing on the tape machine.
I want to talk about one of your songs, Choose Well. Blue pill lets you see, red pill keeps you blind, pill blue sets you free, pill red blanks your mind. Is this song about popping club drugs or Viagra? Vintage Fat Daddy J.
Well,
Depends on which one of us you ask.
Yeah, it's not about popping pills really. It's about your choices in life. Which way do you want to go? Do you want to choose the right path, or do you want to choose the wrong path? And I think when you ask what it means to me, it could mean something a lot different to everybody else. So each person has their own take on what it means. Yeah, I don't think it's about club drugs at all, to be honest with you. It's not about that at all. It's more the vision of which way you're going to go. I mean, your choices. Just choose well.
So, Todd, tell us about The Hills.
No, so The Hills is cool. That's like a completely different genre. I mean, it's a bluegrass tune, but with a rock and roll kind of feel to it. What's cool with our band is that we experiment with different things. I started getting into like cigar box guitars, and Choose Well and The Hills, the riff came from a cigar box guitar, a 3-string guitar tuned to G. And well, I've always played bluegrass with Steve. Kind of like, Steve's a ridiculous banjo player. He's on the album playing banjo, but
Yeah, I play on The Hills.
yeah, it's kind of like a story, a made up story, about a dude that shot a guy and cops were looking for him and ended up in West Virginia. It's kind of like a super West Virginia song, but it really focuses kind of on the cigar box guitar. So is Choose Well. That's a cigar box guitar.
Oh Lord, I shot a man in Tennessee. No way around it with what he done to me. The law takes us down all the way to Mississippi. Little did they know I fled the hills of West Virginia. I'm a sinner in the hills of West Virginia. I'm a sinner in the hills of West Virginia. My mama go where the roses in the road. Oh Lord, I shot a man in Tennessee. No way around here with what he done to me. The law takes me down all the way to Mississippi. Little did they know I played the hills of West Virginia. I'm a sinner in the hills of West Virginia. I'm a sinner in the hills of West Virginia. My mama go where the roses in the grow. Holly's all home in the Appalachian Hills. Red skins and blue shine steel. Pray to the Lord, but from birth. Before I do the time they gotta catch me
Mr. Lotion, what is Dose of AMD about?
It's just about having fun, Sometimes life gets you down and you need something to pick you back up. So come get your dose of AMD.
It'll brighten your outlook.
Yeah.
We figured
Pick you right up. Everyone's smiling.
we've just figured that since we've been playing that we're one of those bands that just brings smiles and dancing and happy and beer drinking and woo-hooing, and it's one of those tunes where it's a party song.
Vintage Fat Daddy J. What is One More Beer about? Who inspired it? Is it a drinking man song?
Yes, it is a drinking man song. It's about having that last beer. You're getting ready, you don't want to give up the night. You don't want to stop. You kind of just want to keep drinking and have a good time, but you got to go. So, I mean, if you got to go, you at least got to have one more beer. I mean, before you take off. It's, I'm not saying get in your car and drive. I'm talking about waiting for the Uber to come get you, but you got one more beer left. So it's just about just relaxing, just enjoying your friends. And
I think of it as a sad song. It's kind of like you're depressed and you're dwelling on something that made you upset, and one more beer will cure my depression. I'm just gonna drink this beer and let it all go, which turns into more beer.
Too much time thinking
Billy Lotion, your voice seemed to have matured since your first record. Wheaties or chain smoking?
He doesn't smoke.
That's
Yeah,
funny.
I'm a non-smoker,
Non-smoker.
so I would lean towards Wheaties.
Do you all have a tentative name for the record yet, Todd?
I don't know if we're going to ever name a record ever. I think the artwork is going to be the name of the record. That's what's cool about this band too, is that Billy's an artist, and the first album was his art, and the second's going to have the same. So really, we're just showcasing art for the album cover.
So was that like an acrylic or oil painting transferred, or?
It's pencil, color pencil, and ink.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's nice.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So Steve, did you produce this record, or was this a group effort?
Well, yeah, it was definitely a group effort because they came and they have the songs, but I did a little bit of Rick Rubin, where you kind of say, well, maybe a little bit of this here, a little bit less of that here and there, or maybe right here, do a little bit of something else, but do it about like that, but I didn't really, a little bit of nudging here and there, but pretty much the way they wanted it. And then I just, click the button and start the tape for them and clip it in when I need to. And then it came out what it is. Hopefully.
Well, we're all buds. So him saying, "Hey, that was shit," is fine, And we didn't settle. We
right, constructive criticism.
Yeah, if it was like, nah, you can do that better, we did it. We did it better.
Mostly it was keeping Todd from too many solos.
So who is the primary songwriter in Acid Mind Drainage, Vintage Fat Daddy J?
I would say probably Tom. Tom just has this whole repertoire of songs that he just busts out, and we're like, okay, now, it'll start one way, but then it'll morph into something totally different. And he's like, I would not think that song was going to do that. You know what I mean? So it's collective. I mean, really, Tom writes down some good stuff, and then all of a sudden we just start playing things, and they turn into different things. You know what I mean? So I'd say Todd's the leader in the coming up with a lot of the stuff, but what it comes out to in the end is definitely collective, and that's what makes it special, because even Todd will be like, I didn't think it would go that way. There's no way that happened like that. So it just
It'll surprise you.
Yeah,
All
it does.
starts with Todd's riffs, man.
Yeah,
I come up with a riff, and then everybody just contributes. And it changes. In my mind, I have a certain thing I've wanted to do, and then when it comes out, it's like, wow, that's completely different. So it just and like Jeff, he's come up with a couple of riffs too, but usually just comes out with a riff, and then we present it, and then we all go to the dungeon and hash it out, and it comes out to be like, whoa, where did that come from?
I'm going to talk about your first record now. Your second track, Feeling Fine. It's a song to trip out to, Todd. Were you all, when you all were working on this, was this intentionally a stoner type song?
It's just a riff. It was just a riff, and that's what happened. I don't know. The first record was Riot City with Tommy Bailey from Fletcher's Grove in Morgantown, and he did an amazing job. It sounds ridiculously good, super polished. Usually, what's funny too is when we write a riff and we practice it at in the dungeon, we go to record it, and it just changes. And that's what's crazy about our songs too, is that they're not the same ever. Live, when we in the studio, you'll hear it you'll hear the studio track, and live it's like totally different. It's got the guts, but it just morphs into we're kind of like a psychedelic rock and roll, kind of a punk rock thing, but jammy.
Do you all use a lot of programming
No.
in your live performances?
No, we're just looking at each other and winging it. Go by the feeling.
Yeah, we don't do any click tracks. We don't do anything like that. We don't have any in-ear monitors. We're all just playing off each other pretty much.
And you're not lip syncing like Frankie Valli, right, Billy Lotion?
Oh, never in life, my man. Never.
On Astro Mix, Billy starts sounding a little like Bono. What is the time? Floating through space, losing my mind. What inspired this song? Were y'all listening to U2?
No.
I mean, it really sounds U2-ish.
Wow. Yeah. No.
A lot of times we would
How did the lyrics come out? I think
we just started playing it and we started really getting it, and those two worked out the lyrics, and we would actually turn down the lights. We would turn down the lights and just kind of hang out and just play it and enjoy it. You know what I mean?
I think the lyrics came in the studio. We didn't have lyrics when we recorded it, and
We didn't.
I think Billy just was like, I think we had a topic. We were like space. I don't know how it worked, but somehow he busted out lyrics in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, Astro Mix and Drifter, I think, were written right in studio.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And there was a lot off this new album that was just written in the studio, where we had ideas, but we didn't even really have anything solidified before we went in, and a lot of them just happened in there. So what you're hearing there is like first takes, like Choose Well. I think me and Tom recorded it like once or twice. I mean, I only played it twice, I think, on the drum set. So what you're hearing is the second time, and that was just made up right there. Like we didn't even have anything, but we never practiced that, never did anything before that. It just happened.
It was also started as a test recording, and it just turned out so good that it was a keeper.
Yeah, we were just jamming, and it was like, holy shit, that's badass. Where did that come from? A lot of these tunes, when I hear them back, I'm like, man, where the fuck did that shit come from?
We don't even know.
Wow, that's I don't know. We pulled that out of our ass.
Todd, on Beautiful Mind, Billy sings, "Will you meet me there? Where's there and with who?"
That song is really sentimental. It's a pretty song. I mean, everybody goes through, family, friends that pass, and it's a feel good. I'm going to see him again kind of a tune. Super, super sentimental.
One day when we pass, we'll meet you there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It'll be beautiful when we see him again.
Whose body are you loving down on in the song Shaken, Mr. Lotion?
Well,
better say wife.
Yeah, well, yeah. Every song is about my wife. That's all I write about.
Except the bad ones.
Yeah, except the bad ones. Yeah.
On your first release, do y'all consider Desert Sky your own little Kashmir? I mean, it's really most musically up there,
Oh, it's our last. It's
yeah.
the last song. It is definitely the last song of the first album.
There's a lot of energy in it.
Oh yeah,
It is.
whenever albums come out, what the last song is going to be, because it's like it's the epic.
The cap off the end.
Yeah, and that's what we still play that last live. It's just it's our it's our
It's a banger.
Yeah,
it's awesome. It's one of those, like I said, we just kind of came up with, and every time we play it, it's a little bit different, but it's just got the energy, and I think anybody can feel it in their, in their soul.
Yeah, I like how you thought of that. That it's kind of like a Kashmir. It's kind of like it's more epic. It holds more weight. That's how we feel about it too. It's kind of one of those.
Have you all ever covered Iron Butterflies in Agata Davida?
No, that's one thing about this band that we all decided straight up front, is that we will never cover anything.
Really?
We don't do covers.
We don't do them. I mean, we've all.
What
been
if Diane Warren or Desmond Child presented you all with a hit single? What would you tell them?
No.
Was it only written for you?
I mean, if it was written for
before.
us and I was a
Yeah.
performer for it,
Yeah.
that's a different thing.
There's a thin line.
If it wasn't performed, possibly, but it still wouldn't feel like ours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like our niche. We're just not gonna play covers. We're gonna play originals.
And we've had really warm welcomes with it, and we're really happy that it's actually going that way.
I mean, we're like every other band. We'll bust out a riff, you know, but we're never gonna bust it out live or on a record.
So is music a full-time job for you all? Or is it a part-time side gig? Or
I would love it if it was
part-time
full time.
side gig.
If we could play music and actually make money and quit our day jobs, I think that's
Oh
the
boy,
ultimate.
that's the dream.
That's
man.
the dream. But yeah, that's not feasible at the moment.
We all know that we can't just jump on the road and go. I mean, unless there was a big paycheck at the end. But as far as, you know, that's not really what we do it for. We kind of do it for ourselves and just to be happy with the end product of when we record and play out. And just, you know, we're just fortunate to be able to get together and do that.
If everyone's smiling on stage and in the crowd for however long we're on stage, that's the magic. That's the payoff.
Yep.
Right there.
My dream would be to make music and play and
Yeah.
make money. I think it's all of our dreams, but
Yeah.
dude, how many bands actually that happens is like, I think they got to sell their souls to do that.
pretty much nowadays, because the industry isn't the way it used to be. You ain't
Yeah.
making money like, you know.
Mm-mm.
I'm just happy. I love recording. I want to put stuff on vinyl. I want to have a legacy, something that we can always have. Keep making music, and we're never going to stop. I mean, that's another thing that's a rule in our band is we're not stopping. We're not quitting.
What's your all's thoughts on Timothee Chalamate playing Bob Dylan in his biopic, A Complete Unknown? Bad casting? Good casting?
To me, the Chalamet guy was a complete unknown, so I guess it works.
I haven't really checked it out. I saw some previews, and I'll check it out. I like any movie that's got like a documentary of music.
Personally, I think Bob Dylan's such a rare human that there's no actor that's gonna exactly nail it. I think we should give old Tim a little bit of leeway, not ride him so hard, maybe. That's my own personal opinion.
Elton John just called the legalization of cannabis one of the greatest mistakes of all time. What say you all?
Why?
Yeah, why?
Why?
He probably has.
He's trying to say it's a gateway drug.
Well, alcohol is the first gateway. And
Yeah.
and alcohol is even way worse. You can't drink like 5 beers and drive, or you're gonna hit something or get in trouble or whatever.
I mean,
You
yeah.
know, weed doesn't make you like totally oblivious and can't like function or anything else. It just makes you feel a little bit good. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't see why it's even
We do
big-
not
big
condone driving while drunk
or
or high.
high, but
I mean, would you rather come across a dude hammered drunk or, ridiculously stoned?
pretty much.
I'd rather hang with
I've never been punched in the face by a ridiculously stoned human.
Yeah.
You know, I'll just say that. I don't know.
It should have been legal 20 years ago. There's lots of people in prison for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
the states around us are all
Yeah.
seeing that. I mean, everybody's legal around us. We got Maryland and Virginia and Ohio, and we're sitting in the middle right now. You know, at least it's legal for medical purposes. And
I guess it was a gateway for Elton, though.
yeah,
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what Elton all did. You know what I mean? So
I just think of all the people who are still purchasing black market weed, with that weed being stored in porta potties and in people's, nether regions.
Prison
Right.
pocket.
Right.
I mean, it's nasty. You just think of all the people with serious medical problems who are putting that stuff in their mouth. And
hey, at least
Well,
they-
you touch dollar bills every day.
yeah, quarters
I'm
and
just
coins
saying.
and
Think about where that dollar's been.
ugh.
yeah. Now you're thinking,
Yeah, that's getting deep.
yeah.
Oh yeah, really deep.
It's like I really hope that it wasn't shoved off somebody's rectum there to just smoke it. But at least
we're off the
at
rail
least
now.
you're burning it, and it's probably gonna help get rid of some of that stuff.
So, who needs to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that isn't already? Vintage Fat Daddy J.
Oh boy, that's a tough one.
Who just got in? Didn't like Cher just get in or something?
Cher, Cool in the Gang, Foreigner.
Yeah, Iron Maiden is not.
Iron Maiden needs
Boy,
to
you
be-
stumped me on this one.
Travesty.
I'm not sure who's not in there.
Ozzy.
There's plenty.
Ozzy's not in
Ozzy's
there.
not in
He
it.
just got in there
So he just got
Oh,
after all these years.
Grateful Dead in there. They should have been in there. They've had a whole new genre. I mean, they started everything.
I don't even keep up with who's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. It sounds, I don't know. There's a million bands that should be in it.
If you ever watched Rush when they got inducted, you watch it if you haven't, because it's really funny the way, you know, the guitar player, Alex Lifeson's like, blah, 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 blah. And that's all he does the whole thing. So he's just making a mockery. Like, he's glad that he's in, but, you know, it's just the whole, that's not something that some musicians thrive for.
Yeah, it's not the accomplishment of a lifetime to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think all the musicians that, you know,
definitely something shouldn't be in there.
yeah, they don't think of it as like, oh, we reached the peak. We're in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
I mean, it ain't the Grand Ole Opry.
Oh yeah, that's more prestigious than the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I would definitely say.
Todd, you are playing the Space Bash at 123 Pleasant Street in Morgantown on December 30th with Homebrewed and Wildman Band of Thieves. What can fans expect at this show? Any new music being debuted?
Oh yeah, we're gonna play new music. What's cool is so last year we played and it was a banger show, almost a sold out show. And what's funny is Giuliani, the owner of 123, got back a hold of us and was like, "Hey, let's do it again." And we looked at the calendar and it was a Monday. And we were like, it's a Monday, because playing 123 is great. It's an excellent venue. It's like the epitome of playing in West Virginia. It's the venue. But on a Monday it's a Monday. But just to get asked to play because we did so good last year, because he knows we're gonna do good, is an honor. And talking about the bands that we're playing with, so we're all real good friends with all the bands we're playing with. So Wildman is actually, Steve's the drummer for Wildman. Homebrewed is our super buddies. Where are they from? Ritchie County. Brass Tacks is Tim Hibbs' band, Igor, who plays harp for us. So it's kind of like
family.
It's a family. All these bands are family. It's a big. We've got a scene going on around here to where all these bands are family, and it goes back to the West Virginia Homegrown Harvest Fest that we put on every year at Eglon, West Virginia, which is in what is it, Preston County. So I guess the closest little town is Thomas, which is in Tucker County. But it's a Silver Lake campground is where it's held. But big stage, super awesome festival that people are starting to figure out that this is the go-to event in July 29th.
Camping all weekend.
30th, camping, a big stage, tons of bands. I mean, a super good time. But anyway, so we play shows throughout the year, and we try to get our family friend bands to play these shows, and we're doing great. 123 is asking us to play because they know that we're going to draw a crowd, and like I said, 123, amazing venue.
You all will be playing the Lewisburg Winter Music Festival, which is taking place January 24th to January 25th. Who all's on the roster to play?
I don't know yet. I saw it on Facebook where they were asking for submissions, and we did, and we got on. I think they said like 300 bands submitted, and
multiple venues.
So days. Supposed to be 6 venues, 2 days, so 120 bands or something. 60 bands.
60 bands.
Yeah. So it looks like it's like an exclusive kind of thing, but
put on by the Southeastern Music Association. So they pick the bands through the association that are going to play, and I think that they also do some things in the other states right around the area, like Tennessee and Kentucky and Virginia. I think they put on things through there.
I'm not sure that they have announced the lineup at all yet, really. Mm-hmm. So
I do know Brass Tacks is playing, AMD's playing, and I did read that Space Freak which was on your podcast, is also playing. So
Will y'all be on the 24th or the 25th of January?
We're not sure.
we're not sure yet. They haven't announced that yet. So that's
Yep.
upcoming.
Details coming soon.
What is your favorite venue to play at, Mr. Lotion?
Annie,
Mm.
I'm just glad to be doing it. Glad to be here, doing music with my buds. I'm having fun, and I hope everyone likes it. I will play anywhere.
Todd Drainage, with vinyl making a huge comeback, do you all see CDs going the way of the dinosaurs?
No, I think every group's gonna have a CD because they're cheap and they're easy, but it's not the same as vinyl. Vinyl is like the ultimate. It's long lasting. It's like it's art. Putting your music on vinyl is a whole different animal.
It's the only form of recording music that you can play back 1,000 years from now with no technology but a sharp piece of the stick and spin the record.
And it's just way the like when it's digital, the waveform is kind of clipped and cut off, kind of increments of seconds or milliseconds, whereas a vinyl is just start to finish, pretty much captures every wave sound and every second of it. So it's got a different warm sound.
I literally handed someone a CD. They looked at me and said, "What is this?"
Ah,
Yeah, CDs are
But
out.
they were
CDs are
young.
out the window. You can't play a CD anywhere anymore. Right? The cars nowadays don't have a CD player. But
Digital.
everybody, probably most people are getting back into vinyl.
Yeah.
Plus, it's
Steve,
it's art. It's an art form.
Yeah.
Steve, is there any place in West Virginia that manufactures vinyl records?
That is a good question.
I don't think so.
I don't think there is. No, we've had to go out to have the records manufactured in other places.
I think there's one in Pittsburgh. I don't know what the name of it is, but so me and Steve were in a band called False Prophet, a thrash punk band that was started back in 2001. So we were really old. We went to Palomino and they treated us pretty good. So I think that's what we're looking at, is to go back to Palomino and see if they'll press AMD's new album.
What do you all call Acid Mind Drainage's fans? Do you all have like a special nickname? Like Deadheads or
We really don't. I mean, I like to think of us all as one big family,
Yeah.
I mean,
Hopefully, the fans will come up with that name.
but
right?
yeah,
Yeah,
we're
well,
waiting on it. Yeah.
I'll leave the fans to come up with their name, but
Drainers.
we've really done a great job.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll call that the working title.
So now's the time for 5 questions. Who wants to take it?
Yeah, Tom.
All right, throw them out and we'll all answer them. We'll figure it out.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix or Prince?
Oh,
Prince.
Man,
yeah.
I know. I mean, I wish
Yeah, I'm with Prince.
I wish
too.
I was in-
Unpopular decision.
that's one thing I always thought.
Jimmy.
Prince
AMD
is an underrated
is that
guitar
we,
god.
Yes.
Oh,
if
dude.
we would have started our band back in the '60s, I think we might have actually gone somewhere.
Mhm.
So my Prince is ridiculous on guitar. Holy crap,
A
he is-
genius,
he's amazing.
musical genius. I mean,
I don't
both
know.
are.
They both are. That's a hard one.
Billy Idol or Billie Eilish?
Oh, Billy
Oh,
Idol.
Billy
Billy
Idol.
What?
The idol.
Yeah,
The lip, man.
I dressed up
Oh.
as him for Halloween.
dude.
Best music movie: Rocky Horror or Rock of Ages?
Rocky Horror.
Rocky
I've never
Horror.
even seen Rock of
Yeah.
Ages.
What's Rock of Ages?
It was crap. Tom Cruise.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. There you go.
There's the answer.
Herpes or warts?
I mean, wart's probably better than herpes.
Wart on herpes.
Herpes
Yeah.
wart. I don't
Let's,
know.
let's just combine them.
I always try to get them both. I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm
Truth or Dare or Monopoly?
Truth or dare.
Yeah. Truth or Dare.
Slick Twister.
I think you can get some more fun with Truth or Dare.
Do you all have any other upcoming dates that you all want to plug?
Definitely the biggest show for the summer is always the West Virginia Homegrown Harvest Fest in Eglon. And when is that, Steve?
It's in July.
last weekend of July.
And I think they're even making it a 3-day event now, so it's going to start on Thursday. So it should be July 28th through 30th.
And
it's
Steve,
Yes.
great.
Steve, how much does it cost to record at Pillage Sound?
Well,
One
it
day.
usually depends on, the size of the band and what kind of songs, how much you want done. If you're just a singer-songwriter, you're looking at somewhere as low as like 25 to 50 an hour. But if you're looking at like a full band, it could be upwards of 100 to 150. And we also do house musician services where we bring in other musicians to play on the record for you if you want it. I play most other instruments, so I myself am able to be a studio musician and jump in there. So it's a little bit extra for certain things like that, but that's usually the rate, from like around 20, 25 upwards to 100, 150, depending on the size of the band.
Is Buchanan building up compared to the southern part of the state?
It is, I believe, yeah, we've got the art scene, the music scene starting to build. And yeah, I think so.
We're definitely laying bricks.
Yeah.
Do y'all have anything else that you all want to talk about that I didn't touch on?
Oh, about the Homegrown Harvest Fest, I'm partners with Peaceful Vibes and Dives on that. And so I run sound and stage, band booking, and all that kind of stuff. So bands that would like to look into playing the Homegrown Harvest Fest can contact Pillage Records Ltd at Gmail.
And when's the deadline?
It's always open. It's always open. So there's no cutting off anybody. If of course, I'll only book the bands up to a certain point, but they can submit anytime because we'll keep them over for next year. So we keep it open for everybody like that.
I want to thank my special guests, Acid Mind Drainage and Stephen Halterman. For tour dates and to purchase Acid Mind Drainage music and merchandise, check the band out on the web at www.acidminddrainage.com. You can follow the band on Facebook and stream their music on YouTube and Apple Music. You can also download Acid Mind Drainage music on iTunes and Amazon Music. If you are a music act interested in recording music at Pillage Sound in Buchanan, you can book time by contacting Stephen Halterman at 681-495-4327 or through the Recording Studio's Facebook page. For Mothman and the Bible Belt podcast outlet updates, guest bios, episode breakdowns, and links to social media, please check us out on the web at www.mothmanandthebiblebelt.com. Thanks for listening.